Hi there guys, apparently my previous broadcast failed, so Eleanor is just sat behind me at the moment. I have just been pissing about doing a couple of things that I do. This gagged basically means that there are draconian gagging orders on me that if I mention that District Judge Andrew Shaw, PC Stephen Lewis, social worker Cheryl Osborne, a couple of other people basically took Aaron and Faith unlawfully, unnecessary, and they went for forced adoption. Now the irony is I've just got here 2 different tops that obviously I wear. We have all of the people here in Portsmouth that are the bigwigs and business people here that come for their awards, and they all get dressed up. I'm absolutely sweating, so I've been pissing around on the corner. Just obviously as they're going in a minute, they'll all start being seated. So the event starts at 7, and then they will all be seated at their tables and the awards will go on. So I'll be back down here probably about 9 and then probably about 11. I might even be over by 11. But the irony, the doors are shut now, so I picked up a Lucozade, and on the front of Lucozade is Halo. Now this is the reason that caused the problems between Aaron and Liam in the first place. That Liam used to play Halo, and he used to leave it out when he used to go to college, and I used to ask him to put it away, because when he was out, Aaron would want it. And this is what escalated things in the first place. Not the original reason, but what was happening on that actual current day, that when the social worker came, I was dealing with the day issues rather than everything else. So anyway, they've all gone in to be seated. So while they were all in there having their nice cocktails, so basically they all came through here, and I didn't get photographs of them, but you'll get them online, of all their ball gowns. These doors finally opened. And, there's some writing up here. It's so horrible. Gaze. Seriously, it's ridiculous. So these doors basically opened for everybody for the Portsmouth News Business Awards. So the in crowd and things like that. So basically, for a second, they were all seated up there and entertained by me out here on 3 layers of my tops. Stay there 2 seconds, you. One being my Step Up Britain one with peace, love, harmony and prosperity to all on the back, and then the other one being that, and then down to the End It movement. And now they've all gone through, so I'm going to shoot home, try and do some washing up so for those that don't know, this is me saying I'm gagged. And it all started with a business matter. I'm just going to tie my tops on. 2 seconds. I'm going to tie my tops on for a second. So obviously I launched with the Department of Work and Pension, and I was part of an InBiz, which was somebody who set up a business for people in the job centre to go self-employed, and I was part of them. Trains, 2 secs. So I was part of them. It's a pain in the arse that I haven't got my car, and I can't just jump in my car, come down here and jump out, but I've actually got to walk home like this. But part of it, I had a hoodie on the front, a hoodie on the back, but I do it for a reason anyway. Right, let me unleash my dog a minute. There you go, sweetheart. So anyway, so they're in. Obviously I've had people up the top there, which are the people that work in the offices that are still there while the awards are going on. Security, all the main people. And that's the main room that they were all sat in. So most of them were at the window watching to see what was going on. And I made sure it was short enough that they all stayed. And then obviously they've gone into the room. So basically, it starts with an exchange of time and service or a product. So you as an individual have to find a problem and go, I've got a solution to that problem. Or you just want to set up something. But with most of the people, most things, it's problem solution basis. Elena, with me, or you have to go on the lead. But if actually, while I'm on my phone, let me just put her on the lead. Elena, come here. Here. Let me just 2 seconds. Come here. Oh, excuse me, Missy. Stop sniffing around. Come here. And it can be as simple as cars get dirty, set up a car wash. Or people get old and need help, set up a cleaning company, a care company, or a cleaning company, or an MRI scan, anything where there is a problem in the niche and you can set something up. And it might even be as simple as toilets, car park, a shop, Tesco's as we've got here, which is a chain, Costa Coffee, the train station, whatever that may be. It might be a taxi company. But somebody would have probably have set something up that made such an impact or difference within their local community, or made such a difference to the environment, or an idea. And people get awards for that. I've been through it myself, but it gets a bit egotistical and stuff like that, and I don't tend to like to go to things like that. So anyway, the fact is it's Portsmouth News. Portsmouth News is the people that run here. They decide what goes out, what doesn't go out. And also on the 1st, there is an EDS awareness. And so anyway, I've done what I've done. I've done what I do. It's PR and marketing. I don't ever get to find out who they are, what they like, what they do, what they're passionate about, what they love. And the greatest thing about realigning yourself is you tend to come back to the things that you loved when you were a kid. The things that people said, oh, you can't do that, you've got to get a real job. The guitarist that played guitar all day that would be told, look, you've got to get a real job. The skateboarder that skated all day, told you've got to get a real job. The dancer told, if you don't get the next performance, you've got to get a real job. The artist, and they looked. They've obviously had the police called, and I've already gone, told you, in and out, mate. So they've already called the police to see what it is that I'm up to, and they've just gone, shit, she's out already. In and out, mate, in and out. Done what I've done, and now at least I know that I am on the system for the police records, and they know that I'm still here. I'll do it in my own way, mate. Look, the people took my kids. I can't shoot anybody. I'm not the sort of person to build an army and cause a war. And other than court, and even court, at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't say the right words, if you don't use the right lingo, and then they'll tell you in a statement to just talk free talk and not actually use lingo. But even if you get a legal person to represent you, you've got to get that person to know you so damn well that they know exactly. Hello, y'all. Yeah. Leave, you. Leave. Oh, so what is it with you and toddlers? She's not even a toddler. She just wants to kiss them and hug them. It's like it's a bloody woman I know. Because I'll tell you what, she doesn't want to do anything. I think she's scared of them. And it's the same age kids. Every time it's the same age kids. Every time it's the same age kids. And then, of course, you hear in the papers, don't you, about children of this sort of similar age that get savaged by dogs. But, of course, dogs pick up an energy. And this is the thing about dogs. Eleanor, she's not got a bad bone in her body. She hasn't. I've rough and tumbled with her with sticks and things like that. She hasn't got a bad bone in her body. But, anyway, another topic, another time. So, anyway, the reason for tonight was obviously me just letting a few people know, and awareness. And also, it's just my exercise time. When you were all on lockdown, that's what I decided to do for my hour of exercise time, whether it be at the beach or Guildhall or stuff like that. So that's sort of what that was. But anyway, I am going back down there at about 9 o'clock. And the reason being is that they would have had all of their sort of main award things and stuff, and at about 9 o'clock they'll start all sort of the entertainment. Haven't seen what time it actually finishes. It will probably be somewhere between 10, 11, and if they've got a later licence, anywhere through 2 to 12, 1. But I very much doubt it. It's usually all shut and locked down by 11 down there. But anyway, I already know a lot of faces that are in there, and I'll go down a little more civilised next time, and network and things like that, and talk to people within the areas with a couple of different things that I aim to do. But the fact is, at the moment, it's not even really about that. It's about Portsmouth City Council. It's about Portsmouth News. It's about the fact that you know, Josie's doing well, but she didn't do well here, did she? And Portsmouth really is, it's a very strange place, and it is, there's some lovely, beautiful people here, but it's such a false place. It's unbelievable. There's like, I don't know, I was talking to one of the neighbours the other day about it, who's lived here for 15 years, and she's an old woman. She was talking to me about lockdown and the mask, and she's going, I don't believe all this stuff. I don't believe all this stuff. And, you know, she was talking about how, and I made a comment to her, and I was like, it's so quiet. It's like really eerie, uncomfortable quietness, like children not playing. You can't hear normal, everyday stuff. It's just different. And there's so much drugs here. There's so much, I'd say crack cocaine, heroin, smack is massive here. Homeless isn't massive on a scale of the population. It's a very, 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 very small minority of people in terms of the population, but in the amount that there are too many as it is. Let me just let this gentleman go past. So anyway, I've been on the phone for 2 days now trying to sort this gas being turned back on. They agreed to do it. They've agreed that they've done it unlawfully. They've agreed that they've done it during a breathing space. But they gave me this email to get an engineer to come in and do it. And every engineer that I've contacted, as well as Portsmouth City Council, have all said it's got to be done by SSE. And then I've been on the phone to SSE today, and I've gone through 7 different people having to explain it over and over again. So I'm just going to leave it and have to just make do with the way things are at the moment. But we just literally want to get the RV and get the fuck out of here. But if I go homeless at any point, then I'll just end up back in the same situation. So I want to keep the tenancy protected so no social can ever go, oh, you're homeless. And the thing is, you sort of need some fundamentals of routes like that. But, I mean, the boys so enjoyed going to London the other day. They've asked if they can stay in hotels. They've asked if they can get a caravan. They've asked if they can get a mobile home. You know, they want to get on the road just as much as us. In fact, it's them pretty much encouraging it more than us, actually. Shiloh did mention going to school the other day, but then he made it clear that he didn't want to go to one of these sort of schools. He wanted to go to medical school, and he made it very, very, very clear that he wanted to go to medical school and prepare himself for medical school. And Dean has actually seen Shiloh for the first time properly today on a skateboard, and not just the big skateboard, but the little one. And went, have you seen him? I was like, well, yeah, of course. I'm the one at the skate park begging for someone to be at the skate park with me so he can go a little further, because it's not just his skateboard, it's his skates. He doesn't just quad, he inlines as well. I just quad, he inlines and quads. He's outgrown his skates at the moment. I've got to get some new ones. But it's the pennyboard skateboard, the longboard skateboard, the normal skateboard, his scooter and his bike. And he's certainly going to go over to BMXing and probably more mountain bike. But, you know, we're already talking between me and Dean about where we're going to be so they can have sort of like, you know, the quad bikes and the mini cross bikes and all that sort of stuff. And he's very much like that. All he talks about over the dinner table is being able to do a backflip. Not a front flip, but a backflip. So that's why I want the gymnastics and the swimming and all of that stuff, because it caters for who they are, the sort of kids that they are, their personalities, what they're like. This environment doesn't do that. This environment doesn't cater for that. Yeah, there's a pool over there. Yes, there's bits around, but me and Dean are quite happy doing it together. We laughed today because Dean's been like, he wanted to see it for himself. He didn't believe it. He didn't believe some of the things that I was saying about how the system was working. And he's sort of been away, and then all of a sudden he's seen it for himself. And he's been so mad today. He's been so mad. And it was more, though, because he knew. And when I was talking to this breathing space, he's like, yeah, I've been on the phone. And he's the one that's had 2,500 taken out of his account for the bills and stuff. And I've been trying to explain to these, there's like 5 different accounts and they're running under different numbers and all this bollocks. But all they do is they just agitate you and pass you on to a new person. So anyway, we've got no heating, no hot water. And it's like dealing with robots, but I still have to write this stuff for court. But it's just so long-winded because is having to deal with so many different angles. The trolls make it worse because they've made the paperwork worse from it just being simply about having EDS, having a care plan in one city, moving to a different city, having them fucking it up, and then rectifying it here. And the trolls just cause so much fucking bullshit, so much aggy stuff, petty shit over me fucking garage. And is he down there? Yeah, you know, and then I could have been out here all fucking day sorting my shit out, but it's like, I can't be arsed with the wars. The fact that people are taking photographs. The fact that people are asked to take photographs. The fact that people are being encouraged to ring through. So anyway, we just are getting on with designing stuff. And I mean, it's a bit difficult because Dean wants to sort of get on with it in different ways. And I'm like, well, I don't want to just jump out of this country just yet. I've got stuff to finish. And that's what I've got to do, finish it. So anyway, have a nice day. I'll be back down there later.